Hello everyone, quick video today. So what we've been doing today is the kind of rear corners of the floor plan. I was going to leave this until I could turn the car upside down, but I just got impatient, so especially from about there to about there underneath. And typical place to get really bad. So what I've done is stripped it down as best I can because of obviously the geometry here and the inability at the moment at least to take the subframe off. I just don't want to do that at the moment. It's just become impossible really to get tools in there, so I've just done the best I can. I've got most of the surface rust off and it's got bad in places, but it was never structural. And the other side there, and that goes all the way to the other kind of corner over there, as you can see there. So I've done that as best I can for the time being. Going to treat it and take it from there. Okay, that's both corners treated. And there. Down there. Let's let that dry and give it some top coat. Okay, a couple of coats of top coat. That's the two rear floor pan quarters done. It's not the best job in the world. And as soon as I get access again, as soon as this frame comes off at some point in the future, I'll probably redo it. But it's the best we're going to get for the time being. As you can see, around there too. And basically, same thing over there. That's those rear quarters done. Next is probably going to be looking at the structural items. We'll report back next week. Hello everyone. Okay, let's do a progress check. So we've done pretty well. We've pretty much finished off the bottom of the car. So we've done, let me get my pointy stick. Essentially from there, front of the car, rear, well technically kind of all the way to there really pretty much the front of the car. Underneath, all the way back to the back of the floor pan here, including the corners here. We've not done basically the cover of this wheel arch here. This section here has not been done. It's the rear axle area, rear subframe area, and that's a lot of work to take all that off. And I usually wait until something's broken or worn out down there. At the moment, although it's rusty, there's nothing actually wrong with it, so that's going to come on a different build. I've also done from here to the very back, including the fuel tank off, and that done as you saw in the previous video. What we've been doing is basically removing all of the rust, surface rust as best we can, and replacing, if there's any structural rust, we replaced it with plates. There was only one real bit of structural rust, and grinding all of the surface rust off, treating, layers of treater, and then painting. And so it looks basically like a brand new car underneath, apart from that section there, which is great. Now, the parts we've been looking at, however, have not been the structural parts. So this, all this, everything you see is essentially not the structural parts. They're sheets of steel and they're essentially bodywork, and that's what we've been doing. Now we're going to go on to the structural detail. So the structural parts of the car. Now this is a monocoque car. The frame is part of the, the shell, if you like. We've got now I don't have a pointy stick, but we've got this here is a rail, a chassis rail. It goes all the way to the front of the car, to the front bumper to absorb in the crash bar, and it goes all the way back and all the way back to the very back to the rear crash bar, and that is what gives us our longitudinal strength and stiffness of the car between the chassis rails. And it's kind of hard to point one out, but I'm going to try and see. If you see that there, it's not actually floor, that's actually a chassis rail. It's very hard to see, and it goes all the way across back to the other chassis rail. Those are ribs. We've got a rib front. We don't have one there. That's a bulkhead at the firewall at the front there. We have the next one in the middle here. We have one kind of there, you can't really see it, but there, and one further back, so I think that's 4 ribs in total, and they give us our lateral stiffness. They're either U-channels or box sections, mainly U-channel, as in they have a bottom, they have a side, and they have an other side. We've treated and fixed, if you like, the outside of these U-channels, but we now must do the insides. So that's rails and 4 ribs down here. Now let's have a look at inside the car. There's some more structural sections that we're interested in here. These bits down the side of the car here, down here, called sills. Let me get my torch. So if we were to do this here, this isn't structural, this is just floor. Okay, just a sheet of steel, has no strength. That's kind of like a mini rib inside there, but it's inside the car. You know, obviously I'm only interested in ribs outside of the car that have got corroded. So if I look through a service hole here, look, and it's maybe difficult to get the torch and the camera working together here. But you may have to take my word for it. You can maybe see a little bit of corrosion going down there. You see down there? Those are the inside of the sills, which gives us some stiffness and strength to the side of the car. Okay, they're covered up from the outside by this fiberglass aesthetic skirts, but they're in there. They need treating from the inside. They will rust from the inside out, always from the inside out. They're structural items. Also, we've got, I don't really know what you call this assembly down here, but if we kind of look down there, get the camera kind of, can you see in there? We've got where the rear wheel arch comes in, it meets the sills, it meets some other structural items in there. That all needs looking at as well. Now, looking at it like we're doing at the moment has no use. We need to get inside those items. What we have is a bore scope. I have a different name, but I call it a bore scope. Turn that little guy on, and it has a little fiberglass camera on the end there and LEDs, and you poke it into inspection holes. Do this on cars and aeroplanes and whatnot, and you get the TV camera to go and inspect them. So what I'll be doing is inspecting inside the sills, inside these rear quarter sections, inside of the 2 chassis rails, inside of the 4 lateral underside ribs, to check on their status of corrosion. Fatigue, obviously you don't have to really worry about in a car, it doesn't happen in a car, but to any dangerous extent. Obviously in an aeroplane you'll be looking for fatigue as well. Here we're just looking for corrosion. Okay, that's what we'll be doing, and if I can get any of that on camera I will, but as you can imagine it's difficult to do with just one person. Now, what we've been doing so far is curative work. We've been removing the rust as best we can, treating it, painting it. So that's not a lifetime solution, nothing's a lifetime solution, but it's a good 20-year solution, something like that. We cannot cure the corrosion inside the structural items because they're enclosed items just with inspection holes. The best we can do is aim to slow the corrosion down, and we can do that as long as the car's not, as long as it's kept relatively dry. It's pretty much as good as curative. It'll be fine. That's not to say there isn't a way of doing it. There is a way of doing it, but you'd have to strip the entire car down to its chassis, so everything off, all panels, wiring, everything, and take it to a shop to be dipped. Now I can't afford that for all of the many reasons. So I'm going to do the best we can. So I've used this on my previous car. Neat little plug here. Dynex X50. Other products are available, and comes with a tender hose. It's 2-foot little guy here. Okay, focus, may not focus. And it allows you to squirt omnidirectional through the end of that hose. Brilliant little thing this is. And what we can do is it allows me to squirt the inside of these structural members with a corrosion resistant kind of creeper wax that creeps into all the nooks and crannies and slows down any further corrosion. Like I said, nothing's going to stop that apart from a full dip, which isn't going to happen, but it slows down to as long as we keep the car relatively dry, that should do the job, should we say. So we're going to treat inside those, we're going to inspect the chassis rails, and the reason we're inspecting is in case we need to weld any steel in, which may be a factor. It's a 26-year-old car. Inspection, then if everything's good to go, we don't need to weld anything in, then we're just going to treat immediately with this in all of those places, chassis rail, lateral ribs, sills, and the kind of those rear arch connections. That's it. I shall get to work. Okay, welcome back. The underside rails and ribs are all done now. It's a pain in the arse to do, but we got it done. Plenty of inspection holes and access wasn't too bad. I can't really show you because the bore scope under the car is just too hard to use with the camera. We've got a couple of, got a hole here, either drainage or inspection hole. If this is in the car, and you can see we've got an inspection hole there, and you can see what it's done. It's coated it. So that was just rust before, surface rust, and all I found was surface rust. Plenty of it, but at the end of the day, nothing structural. So the structurally sound, and I don't know if you can see in there, it's kind of like a browny wax now. You see? So what was brown rust is now gone to a kind of dark brown, dark green wax, greasy type substance, and that, if I were to pour some water on that, which is of course what causes rust, then it's just going to stay on top of it until it evaporates. That's the big idea. Okay, next we're going to move on and do the sills and the rear quarters. Okay, so we're using the scope now. Just the way I'm having to orientate with the camera, this is upside down. So you see there's got a dollops there actually on the roof of the sill. The bottom part of the sill, it's just kind of all backwards, that is the bottom part of the sill. So you've got some corrosion there, and that's the typical kind of corrosion that we're going to find. Luckily, I've not found anything that I would consider structural. It's not really particularly weakened the sill. I can't really show you much better than that because I need two hands to kind of concentrate on it. But you can see the stuff there. So I'm going to get this wax in there, and there we go. It's going to have patches like that where waters get in, and sills are not waterproof. Nothing in a car is waterproof apart from an inside capsule. Sills are not waterproof. Rails not waterproof. Ribs are not waterproof. Water is designed to seep through them in most cases, and it gets blocked up with grit and stuff, and then the water stops seeping through them, collects, and your sills rust away, and your rails go, and at some point it writes itself off. Look, there's some crap in there. What's that? It's just crap that's got in there. Oh, what's that? Sometimes you go in and find weird creatures. What the f is that? It's a bee. Bumblebee is in my sill. Okay. Good game. More stuff there, so yeah, interesting, huh? So let's go get to treating. Okay, that's everything done. The rails, ribs, and the inside, as best I could. Getting complete coverage is almost impossible because you just can't see enough in there. Even with the scope, it's almost impossible. And there's not really anything to show you apart from, you know, you can kind of see it should be splattering down there, and that's that. So that means we've done all the metal treatments that we need to do, at least for the moment. Next thing is we need to start building the car back up, so fuel lines, new brake lines and so on. So let's see how we go.